City County Libraries Joint Powers Authority Board regular meeting. For the roll call, we'll note that all the members are present, including our new city manager from Scotts Valley. There are no presentations.
Not tonight.
No additional materials.
I do want to invite you to Janice's retirement party. I also wanted to include our summer reading schedule, which is vast and entertaining.
That's very impressive. All right. Okay. So now we'll go on to all communications from the public. Are there any all communications? No. We will then move on to the report by the library director.
I was hoping to take my time to just use this opportunity to thank Janice O'Driscoll for her last board meeting. Janice served as the interim director of the library through a really difficult time. She's been extraordinary assistance in terms of mentoring me for my role as the library director. It was very difficult to come from out of state and come into a totally new environment, one that is actually very difficult politically. And so I'm just so grateful. She's also was really instrumental in making sure that Measure S got passed. And I know several of you have worked with her over the years and you may want to say a few things, but as this last opportunity in front of the Joint Powers Board, I just am so grateful to Janice for everything she's accomplished for this system.
I want to thank you also, Janice. We really did go through a really difficult time with so many issues, in particular Measure S. I mean, it was a tremendous amount of work that we did for that in the community for that. Certainly without your tremendous work and leadership at a time when there was a lot of change going on, both with the governance, both with the staff, all the way around. You just had that sort of steady hand. We're able to keep things going with the day-to-day operations and the campaign. And without that, we wouldn't be doing all the work that we're doing now to have this work. So you helped lay out a really strong foundation for the future of the library. It's become a lot to really be proud of. We have a lot to owe you a lot for the future of the library. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Janice, would you like to say a few words?
I just wanted to thank each one of you, actually each one of you, whether you were on the board when I was doing that or not, because I had so much support and so much help. And when things were confusing, I talked to Martina, I talked to Jamie a lot, and everyone else and all of your departments and staff and our library staff were such a support. And I really appreciate it. It was an amazing time, and I feel really lucky that I was able to do it. So thank you.
Thank you.
They will celebrate the cake if you come to the retirement party. There will be Irish whiskey. That's a promise? That's your promise. Okay. Let them eat cake.
They will eat cake. Okay. There's a report by the Friends of the Santa Cruz Public Libraries.
Yes. Should I sit here? I can sit here, right?
How did I know if I said
So you're speaking.
So the Friends right now are very focused on the Monterey Peninsula Library Advisory Commission met in April. We discussed a couple of library policies and the budget. And we will meet again in July. Hopefully we will have the rep from Scotts Valley to join us.
Great.
You're good. Okay.
Right. It's interesting, there's an item called comments by the board. Does the board anybody want to pontificate about anything?
From the old days when we actually used to do that.
It's just just in case.
Tended to be sort of announcements of, what's going on with libraries in your community.
Okay, any announcements?
Not no notifications.
Okay, that'd be nobody wants to comment, that's right.
I forgot to point out that the pre-designs for Boulder Creek are on the wall, and I put some photos from Garden Park and Grand Forty, and they're all looking forward to such interesting and exciting ones.
Cool. All right, so then we'll move to the consent agenda. And remember, the consent agenda has been amended to include the sales tax report. Any questions from the board on consent? Are there any comments from the public on the consent agenda? Or not? So, can I have a motion?
To approve the consent calendar with the addition of the sales tax.
Okay. It's a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay, now we'll move to general business, and we'll start with item A, which is the 2019-2020 draft budget.
So the long version of the budget is in front of you. Quickly, we did our early calculations of the budget and found that our proposal to add 5 FTE in fiscal 2020 would result in spending $1.2 million of the library's fund balance. You all instructed us to go back and try to reduce that by half. We've gone back and we've withdrawn a request for early PERS unfunded liability payment of $336,000. We've reduced our non-personnel budget by $50,000. And we've staged the hiring of the 5 staff overtime in preparation for Felton and Capitola, which saves about $175,000. With that, we would end up using about $630,000 of unrestricted fund balance in 2020. We also included in the packet on page, it's 10. Showing at year 2 that fund balance spending would increase to $1.4 million. There were a couple of points of discussion. One was whether the pilot program that we did 2 years ago with ours, we could call a success and move on. I did some additional modeling and discussion with Jamie, and I think he was our holdout. So I think everyone's agreed that we can move forward and agree that that pilot worked and that the additional hours have been a way to help us serve our patrons better. So primarily, I think the decision that, one other thing is, we talked about the RDA agreements on hours, and we decided to push off the discussion about those until fall, because if you look at the 2020 hours proposals, because of so many closures and openings of branches, hours are all over the board and more subject to what's happening around them than any stabilized space hours. So we're going to be closing 4 branches in the next year and opening 3. So it's going to be a really busy year, and I think that affects primarily Scotts Valley and Capitola, and I think we can have a conversation in September. There's no rush until we get more stable moment around hours. At the back chart on page 25 and 26 that show our proposed hours, and they show hours through November 1st to November 1st through February 1st, and then February 1st through April 1st, April 1st and beyond. I actually think Capitola might now slow down slightly, and we're looking more towards a June 1st start. But with that, I offer out this as the library's budget proposal for FY 2020, and would be happy to answer any additional questions.
Okay. Are there questions from the board?
General questions.
I have questions.
Okay.
So I think I brought this up at the last meeting, and I'm still a little bit unclear on how we take the page 19, the estimated actual personnel expenditures, which is the $10.8 million for 19, and then we translate that over to page 10, where I see the $10.8 million estimated actual.
Correct.
But then I still see this estimated budgetary savings line of 770.
Right.
And I don't totally understand that, given that we're, just a few weeks away from the end of the fiscal year.
So we budgeted that as well this year. I would characterize it in the way I grew up with budgeting as a vacancy factor, that we have about $770,000 worth of personnel savings. And the reason we don't have it this year is because the city of Santa Cruz did the prepayment of the PERS liability. It was about $830,000. And we made the decision to do that in September. But if we hadn't done that, we would have achieved the $770,000 vacancy factor.
So I hear that, but the problem is I see the $690,000 PERS expenditure in that $10.8 million.
I'm sorry.
Page 19. So I guess.
Page 19. Well, okay, so let me go down. And we're looking at which column?
The estimated actual.
For
this year.
2019. Yeah. And the 689? Well, so there's a payment we make every year that we are required to make, and there's a payment that we made last year that we are not required to make. And my understanding is the $689,000 is a payment that we are required to make, and the $810 above it, I think, is the payment that we were not required. Maybe it's the reverse.
I think it's the reverse, but I'm not 100% sure, just because the 689 shows unbudgeted, right?
Yeah.
So, but at its core, I think my question is that I understand the concept of budgeting for a vacancy factor.
Right.
But at this stage in the fiscal year, when we're, within maybe a paycheck or two of, payroll period or two of being done, intuitively we should know what that number is. We should look at our actuals now that we're 89% of the year done and say, okay, here's where we think we're going to end the year, in which case we wouldn't have a vacancy factor credit anymore. So I'm just concerned that number is no longer, that the actual deficit this year is just a lot more than we're showing you. 376,000 is closer to $1 million. That's the core of my concern. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, no.
I understand. So we're showing 15.5 of total budget expenditures, and then you're subtracting your salary savings.
Are we on page 10?
Page 10, yeah. Estimated actual 2019.
Right.
So you have 15.5 million expenditures, and then you're showing a negative of 770, which is your salary savings, your vacancy factor.
Right.
And then you're coming down 14 million, 14.7. But at this point of the year, it doesn't seem that we would be having a separate vacancy factor. That would already be built into whatever your personnel services are above.
Yes,
It's the estimated actual, because we're already at the end of the year. And so that's what we're worried, is that number is overstated, that savings factor is overstated, and therefore that would understate the deficit that we're showing, the 376 on the very bottom.
I think the one thing though that I'm seeing as I look at the monthly reports that Marcus presents to us, it's not showing negative spending, and that PERS payment is already in.
Well, the first payment is definitely in the 10.8 million.
Right.
On page 19, I see it there.
And it was already paid for this fiscal year. And so wouldn't that begin to show up in our monthly fund balance? And what it doesn't show us, the estimated actual is the estimated actual as of June 30th.
Right. And it should be based on the data you have, up to last week or something.
Right.
Well, at the core of it, Carlos, maybe outlined it a little bit more clearly than I'm doing, but that's my concern is that the estimated actual, I understand at the front end of a budget saying, okay, we fully budget for every single FTE we have, we put them in a top step, we know we're going to end up having some vacancies, so we can just assume, some salary savings. At this stage, it seems like you actually run all your reports and look at how much money has gone out for personnel, and I assume that's what is on page 19, is this summary of what's actually gone out the door and your best guess of the actual expenditure for the year. So I'm just having a hard time squaring that 770 credit that we're giving ourselves if that's real.
I guess the way to state the question is, excuse me, is how, and this is my first meeting, so catching up, but how recent is this data we received, the 10.8 million? Is this something that was in prior packets and it's just a number we had, or is this really based on recent data that takes into account the salary savings? Maybe it doesn't, maybe it's still assuming 100% staff spending, and then they just back it out in that line item. So that I don't know. So I think it has to do with when the data were generated.
And I apologize,
Do we know, Cheryl?
Yeah, and we did this very early, so this was probably January that was projected.
Okay, so this is, we're not looking at contemporary data, we're not looking at the past 2
The
years.
estimated actual, so.
Okay, so that was saying that, and then that, do you think that assumed full spending on staff?
It somewhat does. It does take the trend, but it still, looks at, we're assuming it's going to be pulled toward the next 5 months, so.
Okay.
So I could get a more realistic figure if that's the issue, so the $770,000 could offset it to, if that was an inflated number that just didn't happen.
I think Jamie's concern is just making sure that they're separate line items and that we're not double counting.
Yeah, we normally
And in the worst position.
We normally do the very estimates at that. We did them early, so yeah.
Okay.
And then normally, I think we have the actual, then it wouldn't be there.
Right.
But I think the data isn't there.
Okay, well, is that something we could get for the next hearing? Is the actual, this page 19 updated as of
Yes.
the current, output out of your financial systems for, your best guess of what a personnel budget really is? Thank you.
So we have another budget meeting in case we couldn't come to a conclusion today on June 27th. So we could hold that meeting.
Is that's going to be a special meeting, just to remind us?
But we put it on all your calendars. Otherwise, we meet the first week of August.
Well,
So we need to adopt the budget by the end of this school year.
And the truth of the matter is, we need to get the position requests in 3 months in advance to even get them posted. So I would prefer to get the budget done by July 1st and do that 27th.
Cheryl, but even then, it would still be estimated, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
so,
But we're closer to the end of the year.
close so you have better data, so maybe just sharing a bit more up-to-date numbers would
It's a pretty significant potential change though in the deficit. I mean, if you think of it, if the data's as of mid-year, then then you would take half, right? You would take half of it.
if you were to take the same methodology,
Yeah, so then you would add, that's still 360,000 or something.
I just want to say that using this approach though, which we've done for the last 2 years, we have run significant fund balances. And every year the fund balance has grown. So, but I'm more than happy to do this, but I would prefer to do it in June.
So is your sense, Susan, for a few years and you have a handle on staffing levels and just having vacancies. Does this year feel different, or does it feel like it's on trend with prior years? And what is your confidence around that we're not going to find ourselves in an unexpectedly worsening position?
I think we're gonna have a small, $300,000 to $400,000 deficit, and I think it's because we made the PERS prepayment. It's not a deficit because it's a fund balance. And the PERS prepayment was a one-time payment, and the fund balance is a one-time activity. So I think we will though show red because of that.
But my recollection was the estimated budgetary savings was something we came up with last year, relatively recently, because we kept missing the mark on the budgets, right? Because we kept adopting the budget, saying, here's what the personnel expenditures were, then you come at the end of the year and say, well, it turns out they were $1 million less than we thought. So this was an attempt to try to
Reduce.
right size
That makes sense. I think the thing that I'm thinking though is that Marcus looked at several years to come up with a number.
Also, that could be budget savings and not just personnel.
Yeah,
Payroll. Because in the city, it's what we do, and I'm not sure about this one, that was directly personnel costs, but.
I think it was more than personnel costs. I think
Okay, it
it
was
was,
budget savings for the, okay.
Oh, I see, so it's just not salary savings, it's.
but we can look at that at the end of June too.
the other.
For the 770, it's also reversions, another budget reversions, just salary budget savings in general.
It could be, but
Plus,
I'm not
salary
sure on
savings.
the line.
But the vast majority of it in the past has been
Salary
salary.
savings, okay.
But it's a catch-all.
Okay. I'm sorry.
The other thing that I know that we talked about at the last meeting was, starting each year back in 18, we're starting at 18 on this budget with the fund balance that we're starting with.
And we did that below. I'm sorry.
Oh, I see what we did. Okay, so the fund balance, the starting number was 2 point, or is that the fund balance at the end of 18?
That was the end of 18.
Okay, so it was 2 at the beginning of the year, plus another 304,000. Okay, thank you. I understand that.
But I'm reading that as the fund balance under the 19, estimated actual would be actually inclusive of the operating deficit?
Correct.
Right, so that's actually ending 19.
Correct.
So we were starting off on 20, with about 2 million, and then after the budgeted, then we're down to 1.3 of fund balance, which is on top of the reserve.
Correct.
Okay.
And we increased the reserve by 5% over the last year as well. So part of the change, it was the year before.
The other comment was, you and I guess, we're going to pump the library, the hours conversation for a while.
No, we should talk about that now.
Okay, so you and I talked a little bit about the value of having Capitol closed on Sunday and maybe open until 8 during the week, and talked about potentially shifting some hours so that we can have a 4-hour open period on Sunday, and not upping the overall number, but get into
And I'm sorry, I thought you had wanted it closed on Sunday.
no, it was the other way around.
I wanted it closed on Sunday?
No, we both agreed to open on Sunday would be a great thing.
Okay.
So I hope that there's a way to make that happen, and I think as we get closer to maybe a plan, and we get closer to that time, I may need to bring something like my city council to talk about, here's the hours that we plan do this year, given that Aptos will be certainly closed before Capitola is open.
I can't close that cost. Capitol closed, I'll have to delay the project. That is the truth. Our system couldn't handle it. So, I think the options before you are to pass this. This would be my recommendation, to pass this with a report due in August, which still would give us time to tweak the budget if we're seeing deficits, so we could do further reductions. But we could also hold the meeting on June 27th at 10 a.m. in the downtown library. Jamie, I think we're looking for your leadership.
Well, I think my preference at this stage would be to get a firmer handle on where we actually are in this fiscal year. That's in Capitola when we prepare our budget, our estimated actuals, we go through and look at every line item and see where we are, what we've expended it to at this point in the fiscal year, and determine where we think it's going to actually end, as opposed to just using a budget number and then adjusting so that we can try to hone in on the actual ending point.
And I apologize, Kira has her child preschool graduation, so she couldn't come tonight.
Because it is a pretty big, it would be a big swing if the 770 isn't real at this stage.
It's June, what is it,
June 27th at 10 a.m. It should be in your calendar.
Okay, that sounds reasonable to me. Any comments about the budget or, so then the plan would be that we would defer any final action until the 27th of June, at which point we'll have the estimated actual numbers updated.
Right. So we can make sure we get all our questions to you.
And we'll just meet for that purpose, if that's okay, so we'll try to make it a short meeting.
Okay.
Won't have any additional agenda items.
Yeah, we can never have anyone else come together.
Are there questions or comments from the public on the budget? There are not. I don't know if we need a motion to do that, or just,
I think we can just do it.
we can just do it in consensus. Okay, so we're moving into June 27th. Okay, so now we move on then to item B, which is the confidentiality of library records and patron data privacy policy.
We looked at this several times and sent it through many committees. Jeannie, you did make some recommendations for changes that I tried to incorporate. In part, they were under choice and consent, clarifying what administrative services might be and what choice is. I don't know if you had the opportunity to read those.
I did. Changes were great. Captured the spirit of the comments I made last week.
And with that, I would ask you to move and approve this policy.
Are there any other questions or comments? Or from the comments from the public on this item? Or not, ask for a motion to approve the policy.
So,
Motion and a second, and all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, it's approved. Item C is collection development policy.
Sarah Harbison's with us. She's our manager of collection management services. And she's going to tell you just a little bit about what a collection development policy is and how we worked on it.
So this is
Sarah, could you step, please, so I can get you just somewhere in the front there. Right there is perfect. Thank you.
Hi. So this is the draft collection development policy, and it's basically a blueprint for the library's collection. So it'll be used to guide staff in selecting materials, how we manage materials, and it'll also inform how the budget is spent. So there are a few new things in here. We've identified a library of things is a library collection, so those are non-traditional library materials that circulate, such as the telescopes that we currently have, ukuleles, perhaps miniature computers in the future. It also identifies a formal process to ensure that community members' comments or concerns about items in the collection are handled consistently and in a timely manner. You can see at the very end, there's a form called Request for Consideration Materials.
And so that process brings complaints to me. I send it to a committee to look at, get the recommendation. They come back to me, I'll make the recommendation. If the individual does not like my recommendation, they'll bring it to this board. That has not occurred since I've been here. In Minnesota, that occurred more often, but you should be aware that that's one of the duties of this board.
Can we defer that to the advisory committee?
I think you could absolutely have the advisory committee have.
I think that would be a good thing to have them so give us their recommendation.
What I have found that things people tend to appeal are politically to the right or to the left, or highly sexual in nature. And,
Yes, that would be good for the advisory committee to give us
well, you know
recommendations.
what, I think the concept of what is acceptable to the community is an important one, so. I would say, I don't think Santa Cruz has ever recommended removing something from the collection. I don't think the Santa Cruz Library has ever recommended removing something from the collection.
So this was exactly the section that I was gonna bring up, because I saw that it said they're still concerned they may write an appeal to the director of the libraries, decision to the chair of the JPA. And it just sort of jumped out at me as like this sort of freebie appeal to the board.
Standard library board activity.
Would you just make it to the Capitol or whatever?
Kind of stuff that can get you on the cover of the New York Times.
So I guess I like the idea of getting the input from the advisory committee, but I guess my only thought about this is that we have an appeals process in our city when somebody is upset about an administrative decision that staff makes, that they have the opportunity to appeal to the council, but it isn't necessarily a freebie. Just because I can imagine sort of the potential for abuse of this, because the process of generating an agenda staff report and getting it in front of this board is pretty time intensive for staff. And I'm sure it's also be time intensive to get in front of the LAC. So we have an administrative appeal fee. I think it's about $500 if they want to appeal an administrative decision, a denial of defense permit or something like that. I don't know if that's the right number, but that was the one thought that occurred to me about this was, is there some, versus just somebody sending you an email saying, I don't want to see Holland's book in the library.
Well, so, one of the things we do is make them fill out a form and they have to explain why. I think this is something we take really seriously, and a lot of people express concerns about content of things in the library. Usually though, we will send someone like Sarah to go and talk to them, and often we can talk them through their concerns. This isn't appealing to you, but do you really want to make no one in this community have access to this kind of material? Or are you aware that this is, often it's things that have won major awards, films that's true with sexual content. And so, our goal really is to satisfy our customer and make them understand why the community makes these choices. And so my hope, honestly, Jamie, is just to never bring me one.
And you've had requests, but you've never had appeals to the board?
Well, I think in my time here, I've only signed one letter keeping something in the collection, and they didn't appeal it to the board. But I would say that it's part of the librarian's jobs to talk to people about, and so we show them the form and we explain the process, but then we try to engage in a conversation about what a public library is and what it does and who it serves. And in most cases, people walk away pretty satisfied with that.
One has never gone to the board since 1986, I can tell you that.
Yeah,
It's actually been through the LAC, it's been through all of the groups, so I think this one is a pretty tight.
We're working with that.
We like to do a 2-month process on policies for the JPA.
Are there any comments from the public on this item? Or not? Okay, so then I guess there will be no action then, other than you heard our feedback. Next item, D, is library security cameras policy.
This is sort of the first reading of the library security camera policy. We discussed this in the past. The union did ask to do an MOU, meet and confer on this. They're concerned about cameras being used to evaluate performance. I think we try to be very clear in the policy that that is not the use. As you can see, we're writing significant limitations on how we use the camera because we care deeply about our patrons' privacy. But I think I wanted to show it to you in case you have any concerns. I'll try to complete the meet and confer process between now and August and come back with a final approval in August. This has a timeliness issue in that we will be buying camera systems for the libraries, and so we need to get that passed so we don't spend money that's used.
Okay, are there any comments or questions from the board? If not, is there any comments from the public on this? If not? Okay, thank you. Then we will look forward to the next, getting this back to us. So we'll move on to item E, which is the La Selva Beach Library lease agreement and sublease.
This has been negotiated between the county and the Park and Rec District of La Selva Beach. Our hope is to approve it today. It does have financial consequences to the JPA. You're agreeing to, while the lease rate is only $1, you are agreeing to basically a monthly rent to cover operations of the building.
Who's that?
Because that's your urgent call or Travis?
I was here to answer questions.
Yeah,
He negotiated the lease.
Okay.
Like this, or
Okay. So Travis Carey for the county is actually negotiating these cities here. If we have any questions.
And it sounds like it's an interim, so we do the uniform.
So this would be an addendum to the uniform lease. The uniform lease would be an agreement between the JPA and the county. This is between the county and the rec district. This is the only building we have that is a rental. But I think if there is any, I don't want to say controversy, it's just the terms of how the operating expenses will be charged are passed on, because it's a shared facility, will be passed on to the JPA.
we should probably point out that the JPA currently pays the rent on the building, and we're shifting from paying rent to paying the actual cost of operating the building. So the rent's only $1, and all the money the JPA is paying on a monthly basis is going into the utilities and other costs of the facility.
There's a list on page, sorry, paperclip on it. Insurance, gas, electricity, heating, water, landscaping, pest control, trash recycling. And we're paying a portion of the upkeep of the septic system and a portion of the maintenance of the parking area. And I'm assuming operation and maintenance are clearly understood and separate. Like landscaping maintenance to me is different than redoing the landscaping. To me, that would be not maintenance, and I just want to clarify that.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
If I had any concerns about this, it would just be a clarification about
operating expenses, so we negotiated down to basically no rent. And I wanted to just thank the Summit Beach Recreation District because they're very good to negotiate with, but they did have concerns about just their costs, and these are actual costs as close as we could estimate them, and then prorated out monthly, and they will be adjusted annually to reflect actual costs. So if the costs go up a little bit, we'll pay a little bit more. If they go down, we'll also pay a little bit more. That'll be adjusted into future years. And so we based the charges on actual charges that they had, and looked at square footage and tried to do our best guess at what would be a fair share of their actual expenditures that they have. So this includes also pest control, security, everything that it takes to manage the facility.
Does it include the cost of the superintendent that lives on site?
The utilities to the superintendent's building are separate, and so we're not.
I mean, her salary.
No. That doesn't include any salary in here, so, and then there's two additional monthly stipends, which we did estimate, and the purpose of that is to ensure that we don't have any surprise costs that come up for maintenance issues, like for the parking lot and also for the septic system. So those will go in and be held by the recreation district, so that if the septic system fails and there's a big emergency repair, we won't see a big bill coming to the library, because those will be paid over time. And so we try to soften that out, and so that it's a pretty straight monthly fee.
And I would just say these are similar to costs we pay at all branches. We will do our own janitorial service according to this.
Yeah, and these are very, very reasonable compared to other leases that we manage. My office manages most of the leases for the county. These are very reasonable charges.
Okay, any questions from the board? Yes.
One quick question. So, thank you for this. So it looks like it's maybe a difference of about $1,000 of what we were paying, but it seems like it's a good investment into just the ongoing operation to ensure that we have continuity of operation. So that sounds like a pretty sound policy. And also, wasn't there a recent assessment passed for the rec district? Are they? I don't know if I recall. Wasn't there?
Yeah, that was just for the clubhouse.
Just for the clubhouse.
We separated ourselves from that assessment because they need to do repairs to the clubhouse, and so it has nothing to do with the library.
I asked because I was wondering if there was any sort of, okay. But overall, a general improvement to the proximate area, at least to the
Right.
clubhouse.
Right, and we do have access, I think, to the open area, and Travis can correct me, do we have access to the clubhouse?
Yeah, so the lease allows for continuation of the shared use of the facility, and it's very explicit about having cooperation between the two entities. So for use of the patio area in the back, including and the clubhouse as well.
I think it's the
Those are-
boardroom, not the clubhouse, so, which is,
So those uses will continue, and then we're also making improvements, as you know, the project will make improvements to the patio area, and that will also be able to be used by the library for activities.
Okay, Jimmy?
So I mean, I think this is a fine base. I guess I would just point out that I sort of feel like it's sort of modeling the way for the rest of the leases, in a sense. I mean, obviously the utilities are something that we were always contemplating that the library would be paying, in the Scotts Valley branch, the Capitol branch, the landscaping, all of these things are things that we know we're going to be budgeting for all the branches. The parking lot is the only one that kind of I got a little hanky on, is because I don't know today, do you pay to sweep or line or slurry any of the parking lots in any of the branches?
and we pay for all the parking, well, downtown, no.
Downtown doesn't have them.
There's a city lot adjacent.
Susan,
But I think in most cases,
Scotts Valley, the city takes care of. Here at Boulder Creek, we have taken care of, not the county, for the parking lot. And
and what has traditionally happened, honestly, Jamie, is that Capitola and Scotts Valley have done more of these activities than either the county or the city.
Tom taking care of it, and then the other branches, that's all JPA's time instead.
And I apologize, I shouldn't have done this right now, but I am thinking of it. Do we have an appropriate out clause, or, so if we were to leave this facility, are we required to pay this set of costs into perpetuity?
The initial term of the lease is 15 years.
But if we were to close in 3 years, sorry, are we still beholden to those costs?
That was the main sticking point with the negotiations with the district. They were very, very firm on the initial 15-year term. Keeping in mind that the master lease is between the county and the district, and then what you're looking at today is a sublease. You're basically accepting the terms of that agreement